Welcome back to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette with Danny Miles, Tina Burnett, Mike Smith, and our special guest today, Lisa Lynn. She is a personal trainer and fitness trainer and a specialist in metabolic weight loss and performance nutrition, and she is best known for her 13 years as Martha Stewart's personal trainer and has appeared on the Martha Stewart Show more than 25 times. Lisa, welcome back to One Life Radio.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. But I haven't worked out yet. Is it better to work out in the morning?
Uh-oh, absolutely. But you know what? It really depends on your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, morning workouts before you do anything are best on an empty stomach because your the blood sugar levels are low, so you instantly get into the fat burning zone versus waiting till later after we've eaten.
So is this kind of like the starving cardio that you hear about?
Yes, it is. I love that. Starving cardio. And just for the record, no one's starving in America. So when we look down and pinch our bellies like me, I'm like, yeah, you could go a few weeks. You'll be okay.
Well, yesterday I didn't get to work out until seriously after dinner. I had gone all day long. I made all the classic mistakes. Didn't drink enough water. I did stretch, though, because the last time you were here, you told me to start stretching.
Yes, good girl.
And I have started stretching, and I do think it makes a difference. I have less pain in my body from it, I think.
Yep.
And it's because I work out really hard when I do. And so I did, but I didn't get to work out. I came home, ended up, eating at like 5 or 6 o'clock out of starvation. I was in starvation mode. And I should have worked out first, and I knew it, but I started. I started nibbling on this little thing that I had, and the next thing you know, my stomach was full. So I waited about an hour, and I did get like a 20-minute workout in, and it was high intensity. But I was thinking I should have done this morning.
And isn't it like a reset button? Like the minute you do it, it's never easy, no matter how disciplined we are. But you feel like you hit the reset button. Like I have an easy button in my gym that people hit. You don't feel good until you've hit it. And so one thing you said that sparked something off is it was high intensity. I think we always, by the way, we don't. And when you're stressed the way that you live, by doing high intensity, we actually stress our bodies more. So meeting your body where it is and saying, I call it, today's going to be a 50% day. You'll find you stick to your workouts more and you'll feel like doing them in the morning.
Yeah, well, I the reason when I do the high intensity is what I normally do is then I take the next day off, or I'll just dance, or I'll hula hoop, or I'll do something light. I'll go out and throw some baskets, play some basketball.
So you're a member of the black and white club like I am. I'm a pendulum swinger. It's black or it's white, and the truth is, gray area is where the money is, so to speak. And I actually got in the best shape of my life learning. I'm still struggling with that. It's all or nothing, 500% or no. Saying 50% every day, like consider your workouts active rest, are what get you in shape and keep you there all year round maintenance.
Yeah, I agree, because I know when I'm under a lot of emotional stress, if I push myself too hard, I'll crash and burn and it'll just wipe me out. So those are the days I might just take a nice walk outside, de-stress, do something that's de-stressing, like a leisure walk like we talk about. I think that's awesome. I totally agree.
Well,
And that's a hard process. That took me 10 years to kind of get over that. It's not hard enough, don't do it. But by lowering our standards and doing this in the morning, we set the tone for our day.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it too, because early to bed, early to rise, and getting up early to rise and getting the day started off right has to be like just thinking about it. It sounds like a great thing.
So many people though, when I as a trainer, as I'm a trainer as well, as so many people want to argue, well, God, I just can't get myself up, and I don't have any other time during the day to do it. I'm like, well, you just have to set that alarm clock and just start with 20 minutes and get up, and then as you get in the habit of doing it, it'll be easier and easier each morning, and feel better all day.
So Lisa, what do? Do you get up, like have a cup of coffee, chill for like 10-15 minutes, or do you just get up?
Chilling.
No chilling.
And because I've actually struggled with this, and believe me, I worked with pros who used to follow me to the gym because I couldn't lower my intensity, and I think our world is really veering out of control. People's bodies are getting hurt. We're heavier than ever, and it all goes back to what we're talking about. Slow it down, because when we over-rev our engines, they demand more gas. And if you're trying to lean out, that's the last thing you want to do. So you want to bring your food down and clean it up, your exercise out of the bed up, and I set my day every day. I will get up at 3:30 if that's what it takes. I draw the line there, though.
Wow. Well, what if you're not a morning person, though? What if you're just really, really, really not a morning person?
I wasn't either, by the way. But I realize now, looking back in the mirror 20 years, I was creating my non-morning person. Our bodies are designed to get up when the sun rises and go to bed when it sets. And because we're on all these iPads, we think staying up late is good, but we're wrecking ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you, and this wasn't one of the questions I was going to ask you, but it just kind of popped in my mind because I want to know what you think about this. I haven't had a scale in my house for 20 years. I got rid of my scale, in my 20s, and said I just was on this emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I haven't. What I do is
just last year, huh?
Yeah, just last year, Danny. Thank you very much. But I, I got rid of my scale, and this little thing that I do is I look at myself naked in the mirror every single day from every angle to keep myself in check visually. Yeah. What do you say about that?
By the way, and I think it takes a lot of courage to do that, but I think the other part of that, I think that's really good, but I think at some point we have to meet ourselves, PMS, physically, mentally, and spiritually, where we are, and accept that things, no matter how hard we try, are going to change. But if you feel good inside in your head where you're having a great day, remember the day you were having a great day, you get on the scale and it wrecks it because we determine our value on the scale.
Right.
We have to change our thinking because that's when you see the most dramatic things change, when the head changes.
Well, I think I just have this very strong aversion to numbers, and that includes the scale.
I don't think we should throw all caution. Like, some people are so out of touch. I have people who are 300 pounds overweight because they avoided the scale, which your naked look would change. That's a good thing. Go buy your skinny jeans. You're like, I use my wedding ring, and I don't go. I'll go backwards when I'm at the doctor because I have the same issue you have, and I could feel great. And maybe the scale's up 2 pounds, and all of a sudden the switch is flipped, and we're back into the thinking negative mental abuse we do to ourselves.
Well, and so many people have a distorted image of themselves. So that when they look in the mirror, they don't necessarily see what everybody else is seeing, whether it's they're too thin or overweight. I just think that it doesn't work for everybody.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
And knowing yourself, what works. If you're someone, sometimes if my head is, I have the distorted look the other way where I always think I'm fat and ugly, why bother? So I can't listen to my head. Sometimes I'll have to hop on the scale or say, look, your pants still fit. How could it be that bad? Like, we need to talk back to our heads that are determining the value of ourselves. Our value shouldn't be based on how fit we are, and that's coming from a trainer because there's no trophies in heaven for that stuff.
Yeah,
Lisa and Tina, you too, when you get older, do you need to step it up?
Do you have to bring that up? Really?
We keep bringing up.
No, because when you get, I'm speaking for myself here because what used to, I gained a few lbs and boom, within a month, I know I could knock this off. Well, now I can't. So, my question is, when you reach your 50s or your mid-40s or even pushing 60, what you used to be able to do, you can't do now. Do you need to step it up?
You're 100% right, and I think that's what takes more people off track to attaining the results that they want. You can't do what you did 20 years ago, and if you are, that's why you're not seeing changes, where this is the perfect place to work out on an empty stomach. When you're done, you can have your metabolic boosting whey. Maybe you could have carbs for breakfast, but above that 40 mark, I'm not against all of them. You have to limit them, and it's easy to just, I worked out, let me fuel my body and go on with my day. That'll help. So you do have to get smarter at it.
Well, and as you get older, you may have some physical limitations. You start having hip issues like I do, or a shoulder issue or whatever. And so you can't necessarily work out as hard, but there are other things, like you said, Lynn, that you have to change with diet and sleep habits and when you work out and all that stuff.
Well, and Lynn, one of the suggestions that you gave when you were on the air just a few weeks ago is about taking even the milk, the sugar, the almond milk, any kind of milk out of your coffee in the morning. I've done that, and it's funny. So I'll go to get my coffee in the morning, and I think of you. I'll see the almond milk, and I'll go, "No, Bernadette." Lisa said.
But now, almond milk doesn't have any sugar in it, though. The one
Yes,
I
it
get,
does.
unsweetened almond milk, has 0 grams of sugar in it.
Okay.
That's the one I get.
Calorie, though, in the end, which your point is correct. Now, I have some women who are 60 with fast metabolisms, and if you're one of them, you can keep it in. But if you're looking to get rid of the sludge, I like to say, look under all the rocks, see what you can give up. Some stuff you won't be willing, and that's okay because you get a budget, but you'll have to figure out what has to go to get where you want to. Think of your result, your why.
We only have about another minute. I want to talk about this real quick. So what's the best thing to eat if you're trying to burn fat? I know you believe in the whey protein shake, and what you say about fruit, I think people need to know.
Yeah, you need to really limit fruit above 40. Again, if you're someone who's struggling to lose weight, the last 5 is the hardest. You need to be really weighing and measuring and sticking to 1, maybe 2 fruits a day. And if that's not doing it, cut the fruit out. Or more importantly, maybe you should back up on your cheat days. That's usually where the answers lie.
And that whey protein shake in the morning is important, isn't it?
Huge help, by the way. It's like having a credit card with no limit. And imagine being able to eat a little bit loose during the day. And I don't advocate that, but this is the real world. We're humans.
You know what, Lisa? I love your energy. I love having you on the show. Can't wait to have you back.
Me either. Thanks so much.
All right. You have a great day. Hey, everyone. You know what? We're out of time. And not
Darn.
out of it just blew by. But that's what happens when you're having fun.
That's right.
So get out there and elevate your mind. You know why? Because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.